Hi, this is Ryan from Platinum Loops with an Ableton tutorial on how to manipulate vocal samples. Let's get right into it. I have an Ableton session open here with a little beat at 98 BPM. Nothing crazy, just a little groove. Nothing crazy, just a little 4-bar groove here. And I'm going to find a vocal sample to put on top of it. So I'll go here into my Platinum Loops Hip Hop Vocals sample pack. I found a vocal earlier at 98 BPM that fits kind of nicely, so I'll just go ahead and drag that in. There's lots of great vocal sounds to use, but for our applications this should do just fine. So let's take a listen to just the vocal track.
Baby, baby, you drive me crazy. Baby, baby, you drive me crazy.
Pretty simple, and if you play it with the track, we'll notice that it sounds pretty good. The style and the intonation and the rhythm goes well with the track. So let's take a listen.
Baby, baby, you drive me crazy. Baby, baby, you drive me crazy.
And the first thing I notice is that the track's a little bit slow, so I'm going to just go ahead and pull up the tempo here.
Baby, baby, you drive me crazy. Baby, baby, you drive me crazy.
Sounds better at 112 than it does at 98, and it's really nice how Ableton just will let you just do that and pull the tempo of the whole session out without doing anything but changing the tempo. So it takes care of all the work of making sure everything stays in time. So the second thing you'll notice is that this vocal is in the wrong key. It's in A sharp, and this beat is you probably don't know unless you have really great ears, but it's in C major. So I'm going to go down to the clip settings here and just transpose the track up by 2 semitones. Should put it in key.
Baby, baby, you drive me crazy. Baby, baby, you drive me crazy.
Sounds much better, but you'll notice that when we did that, the vocal got a little bit grainy. The quality kind of degraded a little bit. Let's listen, just hear that.
Baby, baby, you drive me crazy. Baby, baby.
So one way to fix that is you can go to the algorithm that Ableton is using to warp this audio file. I'm going to change it to Complex Pro. There's a lot of different, as you can see, there's a bunch of different algorithms here. Depending on the source material that you're using, might be better to use them, and certainly feel free to experiment and see which one creates the desired effect. Beats is generally for percussive sounds or drum loops, tones for guitars, keyboards, xylophones, any sort of kind of tone texture. Texture is more for kind of like back heavily reverb pads or big sweeping synth sounds or sound effects, atmospheres. Repitch will treat your sample like a record on like a vinyl, and if you change the tempo of the session like I just did, it'll actually pitch it up according to how much you change the tempo. That can create some really interesting effects. And of course Complex and Complex Pro. Complex and Complex Pro, great if you're using like a full instrumentation sample or like a cut of a track or something like that. You want to make sure you have it high quality. Of course it's going to take up more of your CPU. So I'm going to change it over to Complex Pro here. Take a listen.
Baby, baby, you drive me crazy. Baby, baby.
That sounds a lot better to my ear. So let's listen to it together one more time.
Baby, baby, you drive me crazy. Baby, baby, you drive me crazy. Baby.
Okay, cool. So one of the great things about Ableton is the way that it allows you to treat each clip like it has its own kind of it has its own automation lane for all the different parameters. So all of these parameters here, or a lot of them, we can automate. And keep in mind, this is not the same as automating, say, in the arrangement view like this. We're actually going to automate it into the clip. So if we copy the clip or we move the clip, all of this information is going to stay with it. So the way we access these envelopes is by clicking on the little E here for envelopes. And volume is one of them. Of course, here the volume envelope's all the way up, and the panning envelope is right in the middle because it's staying that way. I'm going to click on transpose, and you'll notice you can just scroll like this. You'll notice that give it a little more space. The transpose envelope goes straight across at 0 because we're not transposing at this point. The pitch of the audio clip is staying consistent throughout. So I'm going to go ahead and click right here, create a little anchor point. And if we can just kind of drop it down like this, creates an effect that a lot of people are using in pop music right now. It's kind of like a record stopping effect. Let's take a listen.
You drive me crazy, baby, baby. You drive me crazy, baby, baby. You drive me crazy, baby.
Kind of a cool effect. You can make it even slower if you want, I suppose.
You drive me crazy, baby.
If you drop it really down far, you can get some really kind of crazy, grainy, dirty effects.
You drive me crazy, baby.
It's really kind of cool. Another thing you can do is if you want, you can just grab sections of the audio like this, highlight them, and just grab it and drag it up an octave, say, or you can grab another section, drag it down an octave. Create some kind of really cool effects like that as well. Maybe just want a certain word to be pitched up.
You drive me crazy, baby, baby. You drive me crazy.
And keep in mind, another thing you can do is kind of like, say you wanted to pull this one down an octave, keep that one up, and then you can highlight that and hit duplicate. You can make the whole file be oscillating between these different extremes. They're kind of really cool effects, and there's a lot of room to experiment here and create some really wacky effects, or even just some really tasteful effects. So play around with that, and hopefully that'll give you some new ideas for how to freak your vocals in interesting ways. Thanks for listening, and take care.